It's time for the One Bar and Lupica Show, bringing you anything and everything Minnesota Vikings.
Welcome to professional football.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupica Show. I'm One Bar, and there is some news. There is some Viking news. 7th round pick Brian Cole, Gonzo, our first draft pick that has officially been released. Brian Cole's safety was our second to last draft pick, right before Kyle Hinton. Brian Cole, even when he was drafted, was looked at as a guy that is going to be extremely, extremely raw. So if anybody thought he was going to make the final roster, they were probably a little nutty. Cole was known as a thumper. He was known as a guy that's going to come in and maybe be special teams guy in a year or so, but he had practice squad written all over him. It is a little interesting that they decided to cut him so soon, but maybe they just saw what they had, didn't like it. Maybe they just want to give him another shot. But if he doesn't get picked up, I could absolutely see this guy as a possibility for the practice squad down the road a little bit. Vikings, as we know, safety depth is not fantastic. They brought in Stephen Parker from the Dolphins, and maybe when they saw him, that just closed the deal for Mr. Cole. So I actually hope Cole does get a chance. I hope he does come back on the practice squad for the Vikings, because he is the guy who can lay the wood. He's the guy that would be very exciting to watch as a gunner and get down and just beat some ass on special teams. So Brian Cole, Gonzo, maybe the last we see of him, maybe not. This is for Mr. Cole. And in a corresponding move, the Vikings brought in yet another linebacker, David Reese. They worked him out on Monday, and he comes in. Reese, not even going to pretend to know anything about this guy. He was signed as an undrafted free agent after the 2020 draft by the Panthers. He did the virtual offseason there. He was released, I believe, within the last week during his time at Florida. Decent numbers, 324 career tackles, 3.5 sacks, 2 fumble recovers, 19.5 for loss. Who knows? I mean, he was second team all SEC last year. So he's got a decent resume, played at a very good school, but in fact, the Panthers already released him when the Panthers don't have fantastic linebackers themselves. Who knows? The Vikings have not been shy to bring in linebackers this offseason. Ben Gideon is still a question mark. Depth is still a question mark. We all know with Cam Smith. So they're probably just bringing in guys, see what they got. Yes, it would be very, 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 very surprising if David Reese made the roster. Another guy that could just be a special teamer, not special teamer, a practice squatter for the future. But keep an eye on this, because the fact that they keep bringing in these linebackers, are either not pleased with the back end of this depth, or they're just looking for bodies. And with the whole Brian Cole thing, this is going to be the theme. This training camp for all teams. We're going to see a lot of draft picks this year, especially with the limited amount of time they're going to get out there. They're going to be moving on from them probably pretty quick if they know that they're not going to be here long term. There is no time to be messing around with these guys like we usually do. So this is going to be a little bit of a theme, and this will not be the last pick that is released by the Vikings by any means. So we'll be back. Lupigus is going to be back here shortly, breaking down today's practice. And hopefully he pours a cold one out for Mr. Cole as well.